Hi angels, come on in, come in. So happy that you're here. I'm happy to see you today. So if you're new here, thank you so much for giving me a chance. I really appreciate it. And please feel free to hit that subscribe button below. We're getting close to 5, guys. And then we'll do a giveaway. And I'm hinting, but one of the prizes may be a mug. And also, if you're returning, thank you so very, very much. Your loyalty and your continued support means everything to me. It really does. So I actually wasn't going to do a video today. It's an easy day, just wearing a t-shirt. I literally had no makeup on until 5 minutes ago. Did manage to make some cookies today. I wanted to do something productive. So I made some brown sugar oatmeal cookies, but I have to change recipes to make them my own, you know, because I really like Crisco in cookies, but not all of it. So I do half butter, half Crisco, and they're brown sugar oatmeal cookies. So I absolutely love brown sugar and coffee together in baking. So I just added some decaf coffee granules to the mix. Oh, they're good. They're so good, guys. Yeah, and then tonight's dinner is just gonna be homemade hamburger helper, where I make it myself, except I'm out of beef broth. So I did look up some subs, and one of them substitutes, and one of them is 1 cup of water, 1 tablespoon of Worcestershire sauce. So that's what I'm gonna do. The recipe calls for 5 cups, but I have a little less than I'm supposed to, so I'll do like 4.5 cups and maybe 3 tablespoons of Worcestershire, because there'll be enough flavor and everything else because I kicked it up. But one of the reasons I wanted to do this video today, I want to have a little wee chat about mental health, but I also want to show you some things that got delivered today. I have to stop. But I ordered these a while ago. So I saw somebody using a pencil eyeshadow, which I've never used. And it's supposed to be like they go on creamy, but then become powdery. Oh, I did finish my mandala. I got the other half and I stuck that on, and I love it. I just love it, you guys. So I wanted to show you. This is a huge pack, and they weren't overly pricey. I looked at Sephora for some. I couldn't afford those. Well, I could, but I get like 1 or 2, and I can get. I'll let you know. I'm gonna show them all to you. And tell you the colors and show you what I'm gonna be keeping them in. But the problem is they're all individually wrapped. Are they? Even though this was sealed, yeah, they're all individually wrapped. So I'm gonna need Baby Angel to unwrap them for me because I can't do it with my nails. So I'll show you those in just a second. This is what I bought, and I got this from Amazon, and it was under eyeshadow palette organizers. Now I have 2 of these without sides, so that I can put any size palette I want in it, which is handy. And it helps keep them organized. But I did order some ColourPop, and they come in circles. And I do have a couple of square ones that I like using, but they don't fit in the palette, so I just keep them with the mascaras. But this way I can put the circle ones in here, and I can organize by colors the pencils. So just an idea, you guys. Also, if you can get, but this isn't wide enough for them to stand up, but this is another way you could use it if you have something thinner or not as deep. Okay. Okay. So, need me specs. And I'll tell you the colors that come in these. So, you'll organize them together. Okay. This one, so these are called D&M Bling Eye Sticks. Okay. And this one is it doesn't say the colors. They're in, oh, I can't read the language. Okay. All right. Well, I'm going to show you the colors up close. So So there's a nice electric blue, as my mother would call it. So I think we'll put the blues in there. I'm gonna put colors I wear more frequently. Look at this gold, y'all. Like, look how pretty. I'll show them to you when I get the wrappers off, but that's so pretty. That's gonna be a common. Oh, and the gray or silver, however you wanna call it. I think I'm gonna keep that more with the blue. Blues and grays I tend to wear together. Okay, here's a darker gray. That'll be good for a smokier eye. Just move that. Actually, I'll put the grays together for now. Oh, I love this blue. That's so pretty. See? Okay. And then, oh, this green is so nice. I'll be wearing that a lot. And of course, this mauve. But I've heard people call it mauve, mauve, I don't know. I just think that's really pretty. Like the angel lack pretty. Okay. Oh, so these are all coppery shades. So we have different shades to me of copper and more of a gold. But these two, so I'm gonna keep the coppery colors together. Yeah. And there's a very light, not quite a white, more of an off-white with a bit of silver in it. So I'll keep that with the silver. And what are these three? Oh, okay. There's the dark gray. Yeah, we can do a smoky eye. But I'll probably also use this as an upper lid liner too. So I'll keep that there. These two purples almost look identical, but you can see there's one shade difference. Maybe even two. This is, I'd say, is more of a pink, this one, and this one's more of a purple. Either way, they're going together. Sort by color, that's what I do. And then the last two, ooh, that is a really nice gold. So I'll put that in there with those golds. And another blue. Well, I do have blue eyes, so, you know, I don't have a problem. And see how nice and neat they're organized? Although, yeah, I'm going to put the pinks and the purples together. And I'll keep the green with the blue, just in case, because there's only the one green, okay? And the other thing I got was the original Chicken Soup for the Soul. And this is the 20th anniversary edition. So there's 20 new stories in here, which I can't wait. And they're a little longer than the Attitude for Gratitude. So I'll be reading some of these as well. But I did get an awful lot of nice responses about the stories from Attitude for Gratitude yesterday. And somebody asked me, why don't I choose the stories ahead of time? Okay, guys, you can call it whatever you want, whatever guiding hand or guiding force you want. I call it the Holy Spirit. I count on them to help me open it up to a place where I know it's going to help somebody. So if somebody needed to read those stories, and one of them was me, that's what I count on. Okay, so that's why I don't check ahead of time. But I wanted to talk to you guys about some mental health issues. I was talking to my family over the weekend. We were just sitting having breakfast and things started coming out, and I said, I'm struggling. I'm really struggling. Being sick is, it's so frustrating. I'm home, I can do things, but I can't because I don't have the energy. I don't have the focus. You know, I want to read, but I retain nothing and it takes me forever. But I'm like, you know what? I got out a Kobo, an e-reader, and if I can only do one or two, I can only do one or two. And they're not real pages, guys, because my font is like this big. But it's backlit, so it makes it very easy for me. And with the knitting, like I said, if I can only do one row a day, that's what I'll do, you know? What is it? The journey of 1,000 miles begins with a single step. So that's what we'll do. But they were actually really helpful because my husband's like, do you want us to listen or do you want us to help, like with advice and stuff or ideas? He calls them ideas now, not advice. And I said, I'm open to everything. I said, but I kind of need to get some stuff out. It's my way of giving myself a self-checkup almost, you know? So he suggested, what if I go back to the doctor and ask about maybe a better antidepressant? And I said, yeah, I'll be talking to the doctor for sure, but it takes so long to get used to an antidepressant that's switching to one for me, because this one really does seem to help. But not, it keeps things at bay, but I'm not jumping up and down type of thing, right? Which happens to everybody. Guys, I'm not telling you anything you don't already know. And this is normal. That's what I'm trying to tell you. None of us are broken. We don't need to be fixed. We're just having a health issue that happens to be mental, and I might need some better medications. So that's why I'll talk to my doctor about it. It also just really helped getting it all out. You know, talking about the frustrations. I'm a doer, right? And I'm a Gemini. I do 65 things at once. Oh my gosh, the reason I swear my husband and I have not moved from this house in 20 years is we cannot stand watching each other pack and unpack. My husband's a Libra, so he packs a box, he unpacks that box, moves on to the next box. This is me. Oh, this doesn't belong in the kitchen, this belongs in the living room. Oh, there's a box in the living room, I'll unpack that. Oh, I'll come back to the kitchen. Drives him crazy. In the end, we both get our jobs done. So we have learned to just count on each other's strengths. We now complement each other much better. He's my best friend. He really is. So, and my daughter had a lot of insight as well. And she's like, just talk to us, you know, but she's my daughter. I kind of feel like I'm protecting her, but I can't ask her to talk about her issues if I'm not willing to talk about mine to a degree, right? So we did, and it was good. We had a nice family discussion, and they were great and supportive, and they told me what I do well and how they can maybe help a bit more. And because I'm very bad, I would hate to work for me, okay, really, or have someone help me. I'm just like, oh, I may as well do it myself. It'll take me too long to explain. I'm one of those. I try not to be great at teaching. If you ask me to teach you something, I have all the patience in the world. If I have a job to do, it's got to get done. That's it, you know, like, and just go with the flow type of thing. But guys, talk to somebody, you know, even if it's self-talk, helps if you have somebody to bounce it off. And sometimes you need that feedback about what you're doing well, because we don't always see it. But I promise you, you are doing things well, okay? We just need to really find a way to reconcile ourselves to what we can and can't do sometimes. And that's very hard. It really is, because nobody wants to say they need help. I don't know why, because I find the people who find it the hardest to ask for help, my husband is the perfect example. He hates asking someone for help. Now he'll ask my brother, who's his brother-in-law, but they're like brothers. He'll ask him if he needs to move something or anything. But my husband is the first one that will run to help someone else. You know, like, I am so proud of who he is. The other day, he saw a lady with a walker reaching for and you could see she was struggling. Oh my gosh, I swear he knocked over 3 people trying to get to her. It wasn't that bad, but he's the first person. And he saw a woman on a scooter in the grocery store. And it was one of the grocery store's scooters. And she was huffing. And my mom used to use a scooter to get around. She had her own, but, you know, we used to call her Mario Andretti. And God help you if you got in her way. Her belief was that it was your job to get out of her way. And he said, is there anything I can do to help you? And she said, oh, I'm just trying to work up the energy. I have to take this to my car and then work up the energy to bring it back. No, and walk it back to my car and walk back to my car alone. And he said, oh, come on, I'll walk with you and then I'll bring it back for you. He walked her to her car, he unloaded her, we helped too, Kate, my daughter and I. We you know, put the stuff in, and then he drove it back and parked it. And that's just who he is, you know? But he has a hard time asking for help. So everybody has their issues, guys. We're not special. We are and we're not, right? We're special people, but we're not going through anything that people haven't gone through before us and after us, you know? Hopefully, the people coming after us will have an easier time with mental health, because I think all of us conversing like this and normalizing it will make things a lot easier, especially for people to ask for help. And I'm not saying anything offensive, or I'm trying really hard not to, but I find in North America, it's easier to say mental health issues than in other parts of the world. There's still a huge stigma, but there's a huge stigma in certain parts of North America too, you know? There's huge stigmas in families, you know? Like there's people in my family, I would never, ever tell them I was struggling mentally. You know, I'm so lucky. I have, you know, my husband, my daughter, my brother, my little brother, my sister-in-law, and my aunt and uncle that live in Ottawa. They are awesome to me, like just awesome. I have no problems telling them if I'm struggling or how things are, or, you know, and they're the first ones to say, don't you over, like my aunt's like, if we're coming to visit, I don't want you cleaning. Yeah, right. But that's true. I actually feel a little easier to have it, but everything is tidy. I need things to be tidy. My husband laughs because he always knows when I'm out of control. My closet's out of control. It's just a huge reflection on how I'm feeling. And he'll say to me, can I help you with your closet? And he loves to organize. I love to organize, but he loves clothes, organizing them. So and we make a little game of it almost. And I'll say, okay, but I want amnesty for anything that's not hung up. Or he's like, yeah, no problem. We have a rule when we're helping each other organize anything, amnesty. I do that for the kitchen. Like if those guys are putting stuff away, I'm just like, oh. When my mother used to come over, she'd try to help. And I'd be like, Mom emptied the dishwasher. I'll be days trying to find things. So yeah, but guys, it's okay to talk. It's okay to have days where you struggle. Today's a good day. I don't feel so struggling today. I did, however, have a hard time getting out of bed. I stayed in way later than I should have, just because I didn't want to start the day. But then I got up and I started the day, and I thought, what can I do that makes me happy? Just for me. And that's baking. I don't bake a lot because I'm trying to lose weight. My daughter's gluten-free. My husband's pre-diabetic. So I have to really be careful what I make. So I thought I'll make some oatmeal cookies. No add-ins except the coffee. But that's decaf. It's okay. And yeah, and I can freeze them. They freeze beautifully. So yeah, but I wanted to show you guys this. Just in case anyone's having a hard time with their palettes, because I find some of the palettes are getting bigger and bigger, and it's hard to come up with rather than stack them all on top of each other, and then they fall, and then some break, and some have mirrors, and I'm just like, you know what, I'm gonna organize it. And I just keep them on a side table. The eyeshadows, all my other makeup is in my makeup organizer, and my brushes are in my brush organizer. I love organizing. Who knows, maybe someday when I retire, I'll become a professional organizer for people. But I'll never stop being Auntie Angel, you guys. I love these videos. I love chatting with you guys. I love the feedback I get. I love the comments. I just love interacting with you guys. And what do I always say? We make the world smaller this way. You know, we can connect with each other in ways we couldn't before. You know, I know people are like, oh, technology's come too far. But no, no, no. We progress the way we're supposed to progress. The problem is some of us are replacing technology and not having people, you know. I'm not a replacement for a doctor or a counselor, you guys, but I'm someone who helps you normalize things. I'm someone who hopefully helps you have the tools and the knowledge to go and say, right, I need some help. I'm having a hard time. And no, I don't have to get out and walk more. No, I don't have to smile more. I need some help. That's okay to say. It really is. And I just want you guys at your best, you know? I want you to embrace everything that the world has to offer you. And I want the world to be able to embrace what you have to offer. And you guys have so much to offer. You really do. And I swear this is true, guys. My tomorrow is better because you're in it. Okay? Don't ever forget that. I love you. I value you. I honor you. And I'm so very, very glad that you were born.